The topic today is follow-up. This is Tracy Build, and I'd like to talk to you about what you can do during the month of December or any time they're experiencing a little bit lower traffic and things are a little bit quieter. This is going to be a great time for you to get into your database and start following up with your leads in a very aggressive way. Now, our industry is not doing enough in regards to follow-up. We're settling for a very low benchmark. What I would like to see you doing starting today and every month going forward is to hit 100 outbound sales calls. And I'm talking about calling on your database. Now, for some of you, that might sound shocking because maybe you're doing 25 a week and I'm asking you to do 100 a week. But to make it simple, that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's 20 a day, 5 days a week. Or you may choose to pick 2 days and do 50 calls each day. That's my style. I always did my calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays during my prime calling time, and I would knock it out because I just didn't want to deal with it on the other days. However, some of you like to bite off a little bit every day, so you do your 20 calls a day. Here's what I can guarantee you. Where there's activity, there's always success. This is a golden rule, even without sales skills. If you have that kind of activity, you are going to dramatically increase your monthly move-ins. Now, it's not just picking up the phone and making the call. One of the things you want to make sure you do is call during your prime calling time. So you want to identify in your schedule what is the most effective 1 hour call block that you can utilize to make follow-up calls on the phone. And then you may have to experiment a little bit every day. So if this is new to you, you may try a 9:30 to 10:30, then you might try an 11 to 12 the next day, the following day, 12:30 to 1:30, and just keep experimenting until you identify the time where you make the most contact. So you're going to want to document. We have something on our website called the Sales Success Planner. And just on a doodle pad, we do this in our planner, but on the doodle pad, just keep next to you. Every time you make a dial, make a little circle. Every contact, put a slash through it. And every appointment you book, put an X. And then all you have to do at the end of your call session is you can look and see, okay, how many dials, contacts, and appointments did I make today? And what was my call ratio for this phone session? Your call ratio is going to come from how many contacts did you make? And out of that, how many appointments did you get? If you made 10 contacts, booked 5 appointments, you have a 50% conversion ratio. And for outbound sales calls, that would be phenomenal. I'd like to see you. It really depends on your database. Ideally, we teach you want to book 1 out of 2, but that's with a warm database, and a lot of you are working very old leads. If you ideally have a 20% conversion ratio on an outbound call campaign that you're doing every week to a database you're working, that's great for these outbound calls. Now, it's different if you have hot leads, warm leads that you're following up with. You should be at least at the 50% ratio. Now, so you want to first identify when is my prime calling time. It may take you 2 to 3 weeks to really nail that down. But once you do, once you truly know that 1 hour block, that is the most productive time to make calls, you are working smart, not hard. You will produce more in that 1 hour than other people who are your peers that are making calls 5 days a week, just randomly dialing when no one's home and leaving lots of messages. That's the other thing. You can't be leaving tons of messages. You want to speak to people. This is why your prime calling time is so important. And this is why if I walked into your office a week from now or next month, I'd like to see in your calendar as an appointment, your call time, your prime calling time blocked out, and you make that a priority and you live by that every single day. If you can do that, you will never want for sales again because you will be generating the appointments that aren't just walking in or calling in. You're creating the business where there is none. So the prime calling time block is very important. If you can do 2 hours a day, because you're very slow, maybe you're one of the communities we're working with, your occupancy is literally at 50%, 60%, you have a big challenge ahead of you, you do 2 hours. I'm telling you, there's no faster way to turn occupancy issues around than to get in the driver's seat, take control, and start generating the appointments yourself that you need to fill your building. And then, of course, once you book your appointments, you want to use your visit planning sheet and plan out a great visit that's going to wow them because this is your chance to make a great impression and land a potential move-in. So get on the phones, target your prime calling time, hit your 100 outbound calls a week, sorry, that's 20 a day. It doesn't mean contacts, it's just dials. You can do it. And what you want to look for in a conversion of dial to contact, you want a good 30% or more. If you find a time where you're hitting 30% or more of the people you're calling, that is golden. And you want to stick with that call time and make more contacts, mouth to mouth, ear to ear, versus messages. And of course, on the people that aren't there, you are going to leave a quick message. And all I recommend is hey, it's Tracy Bild calling with West Colinas, or name of your property, retirement community. If you recall, you had inquired about our community for assisted living services. Oh geez, it's been about probably 3 months ago or so. Hey, I had a quick question for you. Do you mind giving me a call back at 813 boom 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 boom? So you want to hook them with, have a quick question for you. And it's short and it's to the point, and that will help you to get more return calls. So I don't want to go over my time limit. I'm going to come back, do another podcast for you on what to do when you're making these calls, okay? Thank you, and have a great, productive day.